Hello, I'm Joshua once again. This time we're going to discuss the changes. We have two types of changes. We have the physical change and the chemical change. We want to see these two types of changes and differentiate them. We shall start with the physical change. A physical change is whereby no new substance is formed. That one is referred to as a physical change. We don't have any new substance formed. That change where no new substance is formed is what we call a physical change. And the examples of the physical changes, we have the melting. If a pure substance, a solid, changes to liquid, that one is called melting. And melting is a physical change. Or if a liquid changes from the liquid state to a solid state, which we refer to as freezing, that one is a physical change. If we have a solid, a pure substance, solid, changing from solid state to gas state, then that one we refer to it as sublimation, and that one is also a physical change. Now, why do we call them physical change? It's because there is no new substance formed. And in a physical change, we don't have something new. There is no change in mass. The mass remains the same. For example, if we have ice and ice melts and goes to liquid, the mass remains the same. There's no change in mass. The mass remains the same. So that means that it is a physical change. And a physical change is always reversible. If you have a solid, for example ice, and if ice changes to liquid, it means that if we say reversible, it can change back from liquid to solid, from liquid to ice. That is being reversible. Therefore, it means that the change that took place was a physical change because there was no new substances formed. And during the physical changes, there is always no heat involved, no heat given out, no heat taken in. We don't produce heat, or the substance does not take in heat. That is what we refer to as the physical change. Now we go to another change, which is the chemical change. In the chemical change, this is where a new substance is formed. We form a new substance. When we form a new substance, when we are changing from one state to another, that one we call it a chemical change. A new substance is formed. For example, burning. If you get wood and burn it, it is going to change into ash. A new substance has been formed. Therefore, that means it is a chemical change. How do we know that it's a chemical change? Chemical change are usually irreversible. They cannot be taken back. For example, ash cannot be removed from ash and then change it back to wood. It is impossible. Therefore, chemical changes are irreversible. And in most cases, you will find that the chemical changes, they involve change in heat. There is either heat given out or heat taken in. So if you have a change where you have the change in heat, there is heat given out or heat taken in, that one is a chemical change. Then another thing which we can use to identify a chemical change is when there is change in mass or change in weight. For example, wood has burnt to ashes. The weight of the wood, if it was measured, and the weight of the ash measured after burning, you'll find that they have a difference. There was change in mass. Therefore, that one is a chemical change. Those are the two changes that we have, the chemical change and the physical change. As we talked about the changes of states of matter from one state to another, we can know that this is a physical change or a chemical change by looking at their properties, whether there is heat involved, something taking in heat or releasing heat, or whether they are reversible or not reversible, or whether there is change in mass or a new substance is formed. So those are the two types of changes. Thank you. Continue to stay with us as we continue to simplify chemistry. God bless you. Hello, my name is Joshua. Thank you for staying with us. Continue to be with us. Thank you, and God bless you.